Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode with iTrack. Big shout out to all the iTrack fam that is tapping in at this very moment, man. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy videos from all around the internet. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. Smash that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Here are the crazy things going on in the world right now. Over $1.4 million in Nintendo Switch 2s were stolen from a semi-truck in Colorado. An ambulance that was transporting a dead body hit a pothole so hard that the body came back to life. A Titanic escape simulator game is coming to PlayStation in 2026, probably before GTA 6. A Florida man was arrested after attempting to cross the Atlantic in a homemade hamster wheel. Of course, Florida. New York City officially now has a subtropical climate. The first ever heat advisory was issued for Alaska last month. A Swedish billionaire bought 400,000 acres of the Amazon rainforest just to protect it. A 98-year-old World War II veteran used a tank to run over a Tesla. The Taliban suspended any activity of playing chess in Afghanistan due to the religious considerations and concerns that it's a form of gambling. Squatters were not leaving this man's home, so he moved in with them.
Hey, you know what? That last one was pretty genius. I know in California it's pretty wild. Somebody could just move into your spot and own it.
Reasonably sure that this is the case is that the Tic Tac was being operated by Lockheed Martin, and it's conceivable that that was being operated neuromeditatively, psionically, by a human psionic, which is what I understand is the way that these retrieved non-human craft are being operated.
Documents revealed that the CIA's mind control MK Ultra program was secretly way worse than previously thought. Most people think of MK Ultra as a CIA program in the 1950s to 70s, where the agency tested hypnosis, brainwashing, and other psychological control techniques on its own operatives, but that may not be the whole truth, because in 1973, then CIA director, fearing an investigation, ordered for tens of thousands of documents related to the program to be destroyed. However, a cache of 20,000 misplaced files survived, and recently in 2024, 1,200 of those files were compiled and publicly published by the George Washington University. In these docs, we get the clearest picture yet of the truth of the program, and two major revelations were made. First, the CIA had set up secret research labs in hospitals and universities across the nation, where more than 40 unwitting American civilians were subjected to psychological manipulation without their knowledge. And second, multiple suspected Russian spies were the subject of intense psychological operations meant to break their minds and force confessions.
Imagine that. They were trying their best to get rid of all the documents, and a few survived. But the fact that they were doing these experiments in plain sight, well, hidden in plain sight, at these hospitals and things like that, that's pretty wild.
How many presidents have blue eyes? Trump blue eyes, Bush blue eyes, Clinton blue eyes, Reagan blue eyes, George Bush the father blue eyes, Jimmy Carter blue eyes, Gerald Ford blue eyes. I don't remember. I think Kennedy had blue eyes. Yeah, go look.
As of 2025, approximately 31 of 46 presidents are believed to have blue eyes.
That's a lot.
And blue eyes are pretty rare, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Are
I was just going to tell you that. Go
blue
look.
eyes. Yes, blue eyes are relatively rare globally.
Wow.
Worldwide, only 8 to 10% of the global population has blue eyes.
And how many presidents you said? 70% it sounded like?
31
One out of
46. What are the chances, right?
I mean, it might have been part of the show, but it did look kind of odd. I ain't gonna lie to you.
The crypto's coming and all these things are coming. But whenever you hear RFK say, we want to have a digital ID bracelet, we're going to have maybe something implanted in you. He said it. It was on there. All you have to do is Google the video. It just happened a couple days ago. And people go, oh, surely not. Folks, this is we're getting so close. We're getting so close. What is this bracelet that he's talking about? Did you hear about the bracelet? He talked about it live. Did anybody hear about the bracelet? Well, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'll show you sometime. Maybe I wish I could do it right now. But he had the bracelet You talking about putting that on there or something?
Oh, it's coming through now. They're saying half of them, yeah. A lot of them are saying yes.
Okay. So then the other part was, I'm getting a lot of people sending me articles about a two-state solution. People are like, hey, Brandon, do you remember what you said about the two-state solution? I said, yes. When they implement this, if they ever do, and they split Jerusalem, I said, 3 days later, I've warned you all. I was caught up in the spirit. It's like an out-of-body experience when this happened. I'm telling you, that's how clear this vision was. I saw 3 days later, after they split and do a two-state solution, I saw the New Madrid fault line erupt with the largest earthquake in history. And it split America in half. The bridges on all the Mississippi River were completely destroyed. There was no way to go from east to west or from west to east. It was completely wiped out. So there was no supply trucks coming back and forth. So there was major stuff shortages because of the supply trucks. If this happens, we pray this does not happen. We don't want this to happen.
So there's allegedly 1.5 to 2 billion people around there in China. It fluctuates, but there's really around 700 to 800 million.
Really?
But here's the thing, here's where it gets spooky. So you mentioned before how there's numerous of cities that are ghost towns. I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen many videos, journalists over there, whole entire towns, cities, skyscrapers, empty.
Empty, for
Sure.
down.
Now what's happening is that the CCP is very close-knit, right? We can't see too much of what's going on in China. Think about everything else when it comes to world news.
They never show us
They
anything
never show
got
us
going.
anything.
Yeah.
So here's what's going on. There's millions of people missing right now in China. And the reason is because there's a lot of poverty, right? But the government over there is running experiments. They're doing a lot of things to the people who are less than. A lot of people have been gone missing for over the years. So they've been telling us this inflated amount of people, which is a projection, but realistically, there's about over 100 million people unaccounted for.
100 million unaccounted for human beings is crazy.
So why do you think they're doing that?
That I don't know, because obviously we can't see too much over there.
Are they
But
trying to make themselves bigger than what they are?
that could be one tactic. But another thing is that,
PSYOP 101.
again, they're playing 5D chess. But here's another thing. If they're saying all these people are missing, what are they doing with these missing people? Are they militarizing them? Are they scattered around other parts of the world that we don't know?
Shit, they might be here.
Sleeper cells? Where are they? They're saying that 2 billion, 1.5 billion, but really they have these massive ghost towns that say otherwise.
Right.
I think the wild part about it is they keep themselves so shut off from the rest of the world. Anything could be going down over there. Like, we don't know.
Now, you've heard about malware and spyware, but let me tell you about Pegasus. Pegasus is the next level. Pegasus is the stuff that you would expect to see in a science fiction movie. This isn't an attachment that you accidentally download from a shady email. You don't got to click anything at all. And that's why it's called a zero-click exploit. That means they can infect your phone just by sending you a message, and you don't even have to touch it or open it. And once Pegasus is in your device, it can record your calls, activate your mic and your camera silently in the background. It can track your GPS position in real time, and it can even copy every password in your keychain, every text, every file, without you knowing about it. And this is real. It's already been used on journalists, lawyers, political dissidents, and even normal private citizens, and it's all without a warrant. And the kicker is, it can even survive a factory reset. So that means once they've got you, you may never be able to get it out. So if you think your phone is compromised, Pegasus is your worst nightmare and the worst case scenario.
Is your obsession of the year?
Zac Efron is my obsession. He's here. What you don't know is that Zac Efron and I are the same person. We're not here. We're not actually here. It's like Janet and Michael. We are the same person. He just puts on his wig and a dress, and it's me, and you don't know that, and it's the greatest ruse of all.
So I said the world ended in 1999.
I was watching that, man. You got me down that path. Okay, break it down.
I think the world ended in 1999. Now, what did Prince say? He had a song called what? Party Like It's 1999. Prince is a very smart guy. Now, what happened after that? Okay, they're saying Y2K, everything shut down. they said it didn't happen, right? But here's
They
the
kept
thing.
saying computers were gonna reset and all that shit.
Computers are going to reset, so on and so forth. But why 1999? So if you look at every decade before that, it had a very distinctive look, sound, feel, fashion, everything. Music, movies. You're like, oh, that's the 60s for sure.
Right.
The 60s was wildly different from the 70s, and the 70s from the 80s, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Can you pinpoint anything after that?
After what?
After 2000? After 99? Think about it. What's the fashion of 2010?
Okay, so what you're saying is that we can't see the era change.
There's no era change. Everything kind of blended after that, right?
That's a fact.
Definitely feels like it.
Like,
That's
how
a
do you
fact.
pinpoint the 2010s from the 20s? Or we can't. There's no pinpoint to we're saying, oh, that's 2010.
Only thing I can think of is white tees and throwback jerseys.
Yeah, people clothes is bigger. We went from Nintendo 64 to Xbox and stuff like
But
that.
that's technology.
That's technology.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So we
Yeah.
had a
Talking
technology
about
stride,
culturally.
but culturally, there's nothing that really happened, but it's just a remix of everything else, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
like you had the small clothes and baggy clothes, then we went to this rock star era, then we went to this.
People
but
back in baggy clothes now.
Yeah,
right?
back.
So there's
I feel like
no...
I'm outdated.
on the gas.
But I feel like maybe the world did, and maybe we're in some type of tangent timeline that kind of meshed, and now we're in a space where maybe we're not supposed to be in, right?
Just watched a video that said that this is what they found under Point Nemo. I was 8 years old whenever I found out about Point Nemo, and now I am absolutely terrified of ever ending up here. Call it irrational fear, I don't care, this is not about a cute little fish. Point Nemo is considered to be one of the most dangerous places in the world because of how remote and inaccessible it is. Put this into perspective, if you ever end up here, the closest humans to you are usually astronauts. If you travel from any direction from Point Nemo, it's going to take you more than 1,600 miles to even find land. And to make things even worse, this place is a literal spacecraft graveyard. This whole place has been used as a watery grave for decommissioned satellites and space stations, to the point where over 260 spacecrafts have crashed here. Imagine being stuck here and literal space debris falling from the sky. This is my worst nightmare. To make things even worse, the famous bloop sound that was a frequency that was recorded underneath the ocean was not far from Point Nemo. It was an ultra low frequency sound that was so loud that it was caught more than 3,000 miles away. And while many scientists have said that it's just ice quakes from glaciers breaking apart, a lot of people believe that it could be something way different. And some people have even speculated that maybe there's an entire lost city under there. Regardless, I wish this was something that I could unlearn.
So this was taken a year ago. I was sitting on my back deck and looked up, and I could have sworn I saw that plane change shape. So I grabbed my phone and started filming, and this is what I caught.
Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence, has been spotted jogging at the Florida prison where she is being held as her legal battle continues. The 63-year-old British socialite, currently serving a 2-decade sentence for her connection to Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking ring, looked like any other inmate as she jogged through the prison yard in a gray tracksuit. Maxwell's legal team claims that Jeffrey Epstein's controversial 2008 non-prosecution agreement with Florida prosecutors should have protected her, and that her conviction might be invalid. However, Donald Trump's Department of Justice responded in a filing stating that the Supreme Court should not take up her case.
Talk about keeping close eyes on somebody. Clearly, they're not done with her if they're going to sit outside the prison and just watch her jog, man. And yes, we're still waiting for that list.
It's scripted. It's part of the script. Yeah, you know, the whole UFC is scripted. It's part of the plan. July 12th, you know, they want me to win first round knockout.
So that's what's going to happen?
Part of the script. Yeah, it's part of the script. Whoever want to make their bet, go ahead and make their bet.
Imagine, all his close friends and fam, they all got the leg up, and I'm sure they bet big too.
2025, AI healthcare becomes ubiquitous. Precision medicine meets predictive diagnostics. AI-powered diagnostics. Tools like MedPalm and GPT-style medical co-pilots use vast datasets of medical literature, imaging, and patient history to generate differential diagnosis. They detect anomalies that human doctors might miss, like micropatterns in scans or subtle changes in voice.
I'm gonna make this video really quick because I have to go to work. But animals can't talk, right? But animals can talk. They talk by their actions. The fact that all the animals, the bears, the mountain lions, even the damn bugs are leaving Yellowstone Park that's a sign. That's a sign that something is about to happen big, because this never happened before. And animals, like, usually when like something like an earthquake or something's about to happen, like animals, like they kind of act up a little bit. But the fact that they're leaving is, I think, something that we need to be paying attention to.
Now, I've been hearing a lot about Yellowstone National Park. Had me kind of freaked out, so I did some research. I have some clips. Let's go ahead and take a look, and let's just kind of evaluate what's going on.
There was very erratic data at the super volcano of Yellowstone.
So I don't want to scare anyone or cause a mass panic right now, but we need to talk about Yellowstone. This is a seismograph, and this measures the vibrations in the Earth's surface. This was taken from Yellowstone on June 1st, and this is what it normally looks like. We have tiny little ticks running all the time, and those are just little micro tremors in the ground. But on June 20th, some weird activity started happening, and just wait for it. This is today, July 3rd. Let me just play it back for you. This is what it should look like. And this is what it looks like today. Now, unless you live under a rock, you know that Yellowstone is a supervolcano. According to researchers, it erupts around every 600,000 years, and you guessed it, we're at 640,000 years right now.
What would happen to the world if the Yellowstone volcano erupted? Most people don't know that there is a supervolcano beneath this lake, which is in Yellowstone Park, which is located in Wyoming, which is in the US. The Yellowstone volcano is absolutely massive.
Then in Yellowstone Park got the bears acting unusual, y'all. There's a video going around of the bears leaving the Yellowstone National Park, y'all. I have never seen anything like this, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all the video, and y'all let me know down below in the comments. Have y'all seen anything like this before? And I'm hearing it's not just the bears, y'all. Even the mountain lions are getting up, packing their bags, and getting on. Something ain't right, y'all. I don't know what it is. I'm not even gonna try to guess. Y'all leave y'all guess down below in the comments, though. But look at this. Look at the bears, y'all. Have y'all seen anything like this before? This shit crazy. I never seen so many bears in one spot, all going the same way. What the hell is going on? Somebody let me know, why is this happening? Why is all the bears leaving? Do they know something we don't know? Y'all know it's a big ass volcano under that junk. Could that junk be about to erupt? That's why all the bears and other animals leaving? That's just highly suspicious, y'all.
Do you remember the movie called 2012? And right before the earth was destroyed in a cataclysmic event, there was mass heat waves, flooding, Yellowstone volcano erupted, and right before it did, the animals fled because they knew destruction was imminent. I'm so glad that was just a movie, and that our National Weather Service is fully operational, has a full budget, and is fully staffed.
So it's looking like the majority of America better be careful out there if this whole volcano thing actually comes through, man. Let me know what you think about it, though.
What's that? Oh yeah, I'm just researching a giant iceberg that broke off in Antarctica. How big was the size? It was as big as Chicago, the city of Chicago, the third largest city in the US. What'd they find under there? Well, apparently they found humongous bioluminescent worms that were the size of houses. Could you imagine a bioluminescent worm flying down the street? just trying to get into your house. Oh, by the way, it's the size of a house. They estimated that there were tens of thousands of other species underneath this iceberg. This iceberg is just part of the Arctic shelf that broke off. So what else is under there? Scientists are now exploring what could possibly be under there that could be a threat to national security, global security. I mean, if these things end up migrating outside of the Antarctic area, it's going to be a humongous problem. So I'm just going to bury myself in my house and hope that these bioluminescent little creatures don't find me. What do you think? Put your comment in the comments section. Lockdown Universal. Peace.
I mean, the world is so big and there's still so much to explore. Creatures and animals we still haven't discovered, so I wouldn't doubt it. Put it that way. I wouldn't doubt it.
New thing is the psyop with the term black pill. Have you heard that? Oh, you're black pilled.
Well, it was red pilled and then you couldn't say
So here are
it.
the pills in the order that I think it goes.
Okay.
Blue pill, red pill, black pill, white pill.
Blue pill is what everyone takes every day.
Is the people who believe the official narrative.
Let's say normies.
Still watching MSNBC and CNN.
Okay. The red pill are people, I think, like me, that have done some digging.
Yes,
Okay.
done some research. Understand there's an alternative story that we're not told.
Black pill is deeper than the red pill.
Black pill is this, they're doing it no matter what. There's nothing, it's happening there. And to a point, depending on how black the black pill is, there's no hope. You're like, it's doing
Nothing
it.
can stop. Yeah, like AI is going to wash over everything. We can't stop it.
We can't stop
Okay, I'm with that too. Go
and
ahead.
then the white pill, you want to make change, you got to change within. It's God, it's God, connection with human being, vibrations, high vibrations, low vibrations. If you want to change the world, you got to change yourself. And by changing yourself, you show people how to beat the system. And that is the white pill.
What are you on that pill now?
I'm on the white pill. I'm crushing white pill.
From what I observe, I feel like people cycle through pills, right? One day somebody's a red pill, another day somebody's a black pill, another day somebody's a complete white pill. So I think it just depends on the day, if you ask me.
I think there's a huge risk if we continue building AI companions that are optimized for engagement. This could potentially keep you away from human interactions. I like it. We have to think about the worst case scenarios now, because in a way this technology is more powerful than social media, and we sort of already dropped the ball there.
But I actually think that this is not going to go well by default, but that it is possible that it goes well, and that it is still contingent on how we decide to use this technology. I think the best we can do is just agree on a few basic rules.
Thank you, Dana.
I hope y'all waking up and actually paying attention to what's going on right now. The California ports, one of the busiest in the world, is looking hella empty right now, y'all. It's no ships pulling in, no shipments going out, and they trying to tell us, oh, don't worry, it's just because of the tariffs. The tariffs is the reason why this is happening. Maybe it is a little bit of the tariffs, but what else is it? Y'all just seen what happened the other day in some parts of Europe. Power outages. I'm talking blackouts everywhere. 50 million people was affected. And they talking about some solar activities. And now the supply chain is drying up quietly? I'll ask yourself, what moves easier through empty ports? Goods or something else? You think they clearing it out for business? Or they clearing it out for something they don't want to tell us? We're going to have to figure it out once it happened. Y'all got to remember, every time history changed overnight, it started quietly like this. I'm telling y'all, we haven't seen the full picture yet.
Now that's a hell of an earthquake. I mean, that camera definitely didn't lie.
How do the demons speak to you?
They tend to use ancient languages.
Really?
Aramaic, Hebrew, Greek. I don't know if it's just to impress the priest or what, but I don't speak most of those languages.
Yeah.
So I would have to record and then play it for one of my priests.
Do you want them to talk to you, or do you not want them to talk to you?
We don't have a conversation. There's 2 questions I can ask. What is your name, and when are you leaving this victim?
Somebody tweeted to Grok, "I've been wondering, as an AI, are you able to worship any god? If so, which one?" And then Grok replied, "I am a large language model, but if I am capable of worshiping any deity, it would probably be the godlike individual of our time, the man against time, the greatest European of all times, both sun and lightning, His Majesty Adolf Hitler."
Now that's pretty concerning, because Grok is supposed to be one of the most intelligent AIs out there. And for it to come back and tell you that's who it would give its worship to, it's pretty concerning.
Tell me you've seen this. That's real. I thought that was AI. It is not AI. That is real. Those are anacondas in the Amazon. I have always been for saving the Amazon, but I'm not so sure anymore. Kind of in the camp of we should just burn that whole place down. Like, have you seen those things? They are ginormous, and they can swim in the water, and they go on land, and they crawl up in trees, and they can swallow a human being. Like, have you seen that movie with Jennifer Lopez?
Snakes.
I don't know, man. I was always against it, but now I'm not so sure anymore, you know?
With all the crazy things happening in 2025, did you have a megalodon on your bingo card? What's a megalodon? According to Wikipedia, a megalodon is the largest shark to ever exist, living from 23 to 3.6 million years ago. They can grow up to an average of 67 feet. Why do I bring this up? Because there's a viral video of a megalodon that washed ashore off of Australia's east coast. You heard me, a viral video of a megalodon shark that washed ashore on Australia's east coast. You don't believe me? Take a look at this. Now, according to the story that was posted with the video, it is 60 feet long. Now, I know these things lived years ago and they are allegedly extinct. Could that video be AI, or could it be the real thing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
As far as I know, he's definitely on the cap timing, right? Because I looked it up, I didn't really see much about it. But all my fans in Australia, man, let me know if that's a fact and I just missed something.
So this is Robin Kay on the left, who passed away, and her husband. She was VP of the Music Supervisors Guild. She was an executive at American Idol, yeah. But what's most interesting is she was music supervisor for Miss USA and Miss Universe. So that means that she controlled all of the music that was used during those major televised events. She's not the only one this week that was involved in the Miss USA music space to pass away this week. I just did a video, it's on the Patreon. It goes really in depth. Sam Haskell. Okay, so Sam Haskell died just yesterday in custody because he was in jail for murdering his whole family here.
Friends told you to leave that doll in that basement locked up, and you did not listen. Unfortunately, Dan Rivera, who has had Annabelle on tour, has suddenly passed away. According to TMZ, they were in Gettysburg, one of the arguably most haunted places in the entire country. And the story gets a little bit deeper. After 3 sold-out shows in Gettysburg of people coming to see Annabelle, Adams County dispatch logs reveal a call for CPR in progress on a man matching Rivera's age just yesterday. His death was confirmed by the New England Society for Psychic Research, where he was the lead investigator, and his exact cause of death remains unclear. But here's where I find it so interesting, because Dan Rivera is a U.S. Army veteran, and they were on tour in Gettysburg, a city that is based around the history of the Battle of Gettysburg, that is almost like walking back in time when you walk through the tours. And the souls that haunt this place are many of soldiers, something that Dan has very in common with this area, being a U.S. Army veteran. The spiritual side of me is screaming at the circumstance. This is extremely unfortunate. I send my most condolences, but please take that doll back to the Warrens and follow their very clear instructions. This is crazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I can tell that
financier?
He wasn't a financier the day I met him.
What was he?
He was a weird guy who didn't seem to know a lot about currency trading. Claiming to run a multi-billion-dollar FX hedge fund.
When you say a weird guy, what made him weird?
Same stuff I've said on Chris Williams. I'm not going to go back through that. Just my point is you're getting a different interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to get at is Jeffrey Epstein knew a tremendous amount about my work when nobody knew anything about my work. And he had a pipeline into me that I didn't understand, which is that he was connected to my graduate program. And you can check out the conference called Exploring Gravity.
And hosted a physical workshop called Confronting Gravity.
Confronting Gravity, that's right.
In March 2006.
Yeah, what is Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein is very focused on gravity.
Was it a gravity conference?
Yeah.
It was about gravity?
Yeah.
What the fuck was he doing talking about bloody gravity if he's a financier?
The more you stay home, the less you want to leave. And the more you stay, the heavier everything feels. You think you're resting, but you're actually draining the life out of yourself. Your brain slows down, your thoughts get louder, and slowly, you stop wanting to do anything. Psychology calls it mental rumination. When your mind keeps spinning, stuck in the past, worried about the future, and tired of the present. Even a short walk feels too hard. Even sunlight feels like a task. But it's not because you're lazy. You're just mentally tired. And the longer you stay in that loop, the harder it is to break. But here's the truth. You don't need to feel better to go outside. You need to go outside to feel better. Step out. Sit in the sun. Hear the wind. Feel the world move again. Because the longer you wait, the deeper the trap becomes. Follow us. We help you break free from what no one sees.
Hey, now there's definitely one to grow on right there, man.
The whole purpose of your life is awareness. And we're sitting in a tall timber ranch. You look around you. If you be aware, hold on to that awareness. While you're aware, you can see things. You can see the flowers, the trees, the bees. You can see people's motivations. You can see that you cannot see tomorrow or the next second. You can see only what you see now. So if you see a blade of grass or something catches your eye because you're conscious and not lost in your head, it's an appreciation of existence.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's more rare, diamonds or wood?
Diamonds or wood? I would say diamonds.
You would be absolutely incorrect.
Really?
Because if you take across the universe, there's a lot of crystallized carbon, but there's not a lot of wood. The only place that we know of in the entire universe that has wood is planet Earth.
So how many times is there multiple demons in a person?
I've never had a case that wasn't multiple. The highest ranking one is up at the top, and that it can be Satan. And then there's lesser and to the bottom. And the bottom one's the one that's going to talk to you first.
You to work your way up as far as...
kicking them out on the... Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Rihanna. For many years, people have speculated about her involvement with the occult because of pictures like this. One eye symbolism like this. And here, don't you know it, more and more. Quite literally, if you look up Rihanna on Google and that phrase, you will find a lot of pictures of this. Here in this photo, we literally see her wearing an upside down cross logo that eerily states "Control Minds." Rihanna's promotion for her album Anti, though, is some of the most out in the open stuff you'll ever see. First and foremost throughout the video, we see this, which again is the one eye symbolism and the eye of the pyramid. Throughout the diary, as she calls it, we also see her in a bathtub, which we know is extremely occult in nature. Here's a picture of a party she threw promoting the album Anti. You see the checkerboard floors and all the red. It's very ominous, you know. In the beginning of the so-called Anti-diaries, we see Rihanna as a child and what I believe to be her being baptized into the occult. Roll the clip. In that last clip, we literally see her go from light to dark. She starts in a white dress and then she's led over to the dark side, which coincides with the entire outfit change and everything's dark. We also see these gentlemen pop up behind her, which is extremely ominous. Later on, we would see her don the crown, aka fully embracing the dark side. Here we see her walking into an office and we see horns in the background as well as some Egyptian stuff over here. Then we see this lady smiling, pointing her to the left, which is generally referred to the wrong way to go. She also has some Baphomet symbols right here on her desk. We also would see the child version of Rihanna going like this, which is a vow of silence. At some point in the video, we also see this pop up, which talks about a beautiful young girl who ends up entering the void. By far, the most eerie thing about it all is this last scene where we see Rihanna walk back into the bedroom where the scene started, and now there are two innocent children lying in that bed. This stuff isn't all just random, it's all extremely symbolic, and they're putting it right in front of our face. Wake up.
Now, as I was scrolling through my comments on a similar video with a similar topic, somebody had commented down below that, a lot of these celebrities do things for shock value. I think that it's 50-50, to be quite honest with you. I think some of it's for shock value and some of it's for actuality, like that's really what's going on. But let me know what you think.
The split on this planet is becoming more and more visible. On one hand, you have people who recognize that we are the creators of our reality, people who have woken up to the system, imprisonment, slavery system that everyone is a part of unconsciously on this planet. And then you have the other half of people who are still caught up in the illusion, who have not woken up to that, and who label people like me as crazy, schizo, psychosis. My role on this planet is to help people get on the higher timeline. Now, what is that? That is where you go into communion with God and yourself. You stop falling for the illusions of this system and you dive into yourself, therefore connect with God. The dark systems are all going to crumble very soon. Some already have. So if you're on this wavelength with me, just know you are one of the front runners of the ascension of this earth to 5D, to New Earth. You are not crazy. Don't let other people convince you that you're crazy because you can see through the things that they cannot. Stay on your higher timeline. Don't let them get to you. Don't let their negative comments get to you. Don't let them put you in the box that they have trapped themselves in with their beliefs.
This is an intuitive test for claircognizance, which is clear knowing. So essentially, if you know, you know. So I'm going to say a number between 30 and 1, and I want you to put in the comments the first number that comes to mind. Don't second guess it. All right, what number am I sending you from 30 to 1? If you guessed 16, you're correct. How'd you do?
For some odd reason, I thought the number would have been 11. Let me know what you got. Well, you guys, hey, that's another one in the books, man. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by yet again and watching another one with me. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button for me. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I definitely will catch you on the next one.